thank you for joining us this evening.
Hi, nice to be here.
So you have joined Organa Beauty and Wellbeing, and we are so pleased to have you here. You're a professional and you advocate integrative functional medicine, and really we wanted to talk to you about that because we feel that the holistic, balanced approach is really where we should be in beauty and wellbeing. So I just wanted to start really by asking what you do and just a little bit about yourself so we can put it all into context.
Sure. So I'm an integrative practitioner, naturopath. I practice functional medicine. I'm a master herbalist and I'm a nutritionist, and I do a bunch of other stuff as well, kind of other modalities, which all tie in. So whenever anyone comes to see me for a session, it will be like an integrative approach. I also advise and consult companies and brands on like formulating products and you know, how to build their business in the wellness industry. So I do a lot of different things. I'm also teaching a course I wrote to help people become integrative coaches with a functional approach, and then with a real focus on like the environmental toxin stuff that no one ever teaches. So you know, this is a perfect opportunity for me to be able to start spouting about how much you know, of an emphasis there has to be on looking at what's in your environment, looking at what's in your skincare, looking at what you're using in your house and how that's going to be affecting your health.
That's fantastic here. We love people spouting off because we just feel like we want to do that all the time. But it really aligns with how we approach beauty and wellbeing, which is about being conscious. Being conscious about what we use for ourselves, but also the impact on the environment around us. And in terms of sort of being conscious, being aware, being intentional, have you got any top tips or kind of top tens that you think all of us should be aware of in terms of our overall beauty and well-being approaches?
Absolutely. So, I mean, I don't think people realise quite the impact that certain chemicals have on their body. Phthalates, parabens, these are all endocrine disruptors, so they really affect hormone balance. But you know, people think, oh, but it's only a tiny amount, that's fine. It's not fine. These compounds actually have more of a significant hormone disrupting effect at tiny doses because that's how hormones operate. So we're basically plastering our faces and you know, using cleaning products that are basically affecting our hormones, and you know, we're seeing a lot more breast cancer, lung cancer, even particulate in the air. So we know that a lot of chemicals cause you know, lung cancer, but that's also a hormone-driven cancer. So you're thinking about you know, what you're breathing in as well as what you're putting in your skin and how that's affecting your hormones. And we know that there are other ingredients which are known carcinogens, so why are we using them?
And that's the big question. We want to try and change the world, which is a big ambition. But I think taking it step by step and educating people and giving them the power, empowering them with knowledge, I think is a good start. So hormones is a big thing, and we advocate, you know, obviously in relation to hormones, we also talk about things like sleep and gut health. Could you maybe talk a little bit about that?
So, you know, one of the things people always say to me is, you know, how can I improve my skin? I'm like, well, you need to look at how you're absorbing your nutrients, and you know, are you eating the right diet? But ultimately, if you're stressed, or you're not sleeping properly, your cortisol levels are going to be high. When your cortisol levels are high, your body doesn't think it needs to digest food because it thinks you're in an acute stage of stress where you need to be dealing with a predator. So your stomach acid production is downregulated. You then don't absorb your protein properly, you don't absorb most of your minerals. And that's what you need to run your oxidative stress processes, your energy cycle, your immune system. You need protein to build your immune system. So if you're not assimilating and you're kind of not sleeping and allowing your body to kind of eliminate toxins, then you're going to end up with skin that doesn't heal well, you're going to end up with kind of dry skin that doesn't look great, you're going to end up with hair that looks a bit lackluster and breaks easily, your nails are going to look cracked and soft, or they'll have vertical lines. So there's lots of outward signs that you can see when someone's not assimilating properly. When someone has bad skin, like acne or any sort of kind of atopic condition, then you need to really think about the structural integrity of their gut and their mucosal immune system. So I'm getting a bit technical here.
Fantastic.
So your mucosal immune system is like your mucosa basically, so eyes, nose, the whole gastrointestinal tract. So if you're stressed, you downregulate your body's ability to make a specific immunoglobulin that you need for good immune function. That's basically your first step of immune response. So you can see if you don't sleep, you're stressed, your immune system isn't working properly, your structural integrity starts to go, and then you end up having potentially like yeasts and bacteria colonizing, because your body just doesn't have the power to get rid of it, doesn't have the fight, and then you end up having to kind of go through a protocol of removing specific foods that are creating an inflammatory response, and then you need to start thinking about herbs, or in some people's cases medications, not what I would use, because I'm trained not to basically address the problem. When I much prefer people become aware of what they need to do, before the problems start, and then they take a preventative approach.
Which is fantastic. So being conscious, being aware, being intentional is actually what we're trying to say here, rather than talking about topical products that people are just obsessed with using, thinking they're miracle cures for problem skin, or dry skin, oily skin, etc. So you're saying let's go back to basics, let's get the balance right, work through the gut, inside out. Yeah. There's some easy wins really, aren't there, in terms of what you're talking about, sleep and stress reduction. Have you got any tips for good night's sleep and how to reduce stress?
Yes, so I'm a big fan of like HeartMath, which is a device you can get to put into your phone, and it basically synchronizes your breathing to your heart rate, and you clip this thing on your ear and then you kind of follow the thing, and that's amazing because it's like a fast track to meditation. It's good for people who can't meditate or don't have time. So everyone always has this excuse of I don't have time to sit down, but you can always sit there and focus on your breathing for a couple of minutes. So I would say engage yourself in a good stress management technique. Doesn't matter what it is, if it's active meditation, if it's yoga, if it's just going and boxing, something that will help you manage your stress and make you more resilient. I'm a big fan of adaptogens. These are specific herbs that help to kind of build your resilience. And there are many different types, so that you can kind of work out what's best for you. Electronics. The number of people I know that are just, I'm like, and they're like, oh, I don't sleep properly. I'm like, well, maybe if you didn't look at your phone or your iPad, at least an hour before bed. The blue light blocking glasses are amazing. I really like the true dark ones because they have like the normal ones, and then they have the twilights, which if you insist on watching something before bed, at least that will help you get into a deeper sleep. So I also use herbs with people to get them to have the right amount of deep sleep. So that's something I'm trying to do. But you can easily get into a good routine. So not exercising late at night, don't eat anything sugary at night because that will drive your kind of blood sugar dysregulation. And although you might sleep, it won't be very good sleep. So, which is why when people drink alcohol, they often pass out, but they sleep terribly. That's because it's messing with your blood sugar. Epsom salt baths just before bed, with a few drops of nice essential oils like lavender in there. There's so many, and a good sleep mask as well. Making sure the room is extremely dark. I actually sleep with a sleep mask and a silk cap on.
Fantastic. Well, do you know what you've given us? I wish I could sit and talk to you for another hour, and I'm going to I'd love to have a sort of another fireside chat with you because it's been incredible. And I think there's some easy wins there, just detoxing from the good old phone. Epsom salts are an amazing way of relaxing and de-stressing and getting that diet right and the timing right of what food you eat when, and those are just easy things you can do straight away. So
actually, chewing food, that's the first step. Just make sure you chew your meals, and then that will help. But usually there's issues that need to be resolved if someone's super stressed. But managing stress First step for
is the
everybody.
key. Fantastic, especially when we're living in such a high octane.
Surrounded by chemicals that break down our collagen.
I know. We're going to change the world. But before we do that, and really one of the focuses was sleep, and beauty sleep is obviously so important and helping with stress. We'd love to say thank you by giving you a little gift. So if you want to delve into your gift bag, we hope you'll enjoy this.
Is this... Oh, that's beautiful, thank you. Do you know, I always lose mine because the cats steal them, so this is perfect. It's beautiful as well.
So
Thank you.
Thank you so much for joining us and sharing a bit of your information and knowledge, and we'll get you back again, definitely. For another
It's my
chat.
pleasure, and I just really hope that people get something out of that and make some quick changes.
Thank you so much, Carol. Take care.
Thank you. Is that all right?
Brilliant.